Right, so welcome back to the channel, everyone. As promised, I said I would do a follow-up review and a part 2 for this Firefly guitar. Hope you enjoyed that demo. I tried to do a demo this time using all of the things that potentially most guitar players will have at home, or if you're just starting out in a band or you're just looking at getting into guitar playing. I thought I would try and do something that potentially people have to hand. So I've literally used GarageBand on my Mac to create that. I've been using the M-Wave black box, which is this thing here, and just stock settings, really stock sounds. Obviously I've tweaked and dialed in a few bits and pieces here and there, but I've tried to use everything that you would potentially have at home. I've literally gone with the guitar straight into the black box, which is then being used as an audio interface straight into GarageBand. The drums that were used in that demo were stock that come in GarageBand. And all of the effects on any of the guitar stuff you've heard has all come from the M-Wave black box. So yeah, put that together really quick, just using some loops that I created and stuff. So just to showcase really some of the tones of the guitar, etc. So let's get into it about this guitar. So I've had it for a week now, there and thereabouts, and I absolutely love it. In terms of the build quality and the finish of the guitar, there are two or maybe three flaws that I found in this guitar. And the first one is up by the headstock, where someone's gone in with the tools when they're putting in the nut, and they've nicked a bit actually out of the headstock. So here's a picture of that there. Close up, it looks horrendous. So in that picture, it looks horrendous. Actually, but to the naked eye, when you're just looking at the guitar, you can't really notice it. There's a little bit of finish flaw on the binding, again, which you can see a picture of here. Again, nothing to worry about, and actually you can't notice it at all unless you go looking for it. And I really went over this guitar with a fine-tooth comb in terms of the finish. The fretwork on the guitar, oh sorry, there's one other little flaw. So on this pickup here, on the neck pickup, you can see there is a tiny little gap just around the pickup ring. But other than that, that's it. That's the only flaws in terms of the finish I could find with the guitar. I've not done a setup really on this at all, other than I just straightened out the neck slightly. But beyond that, I've not done anything to it. I've not even put new strings on it actually at all. The fretwork is outstanding. It really is good. I did go across all of this with a fret rocker, and there are no rocking frets. I think there might have been one possibly down this end, but nothing, to be honest with you, nothing to worry about. Because of the shape of this guitar and because of the cutaway in here, I don't think really you're going to be down the old dusty end too much anyway. But yeah, the fret ends are absolutely amazing. They're ball-ended stainless steel frets. The neck on this thing is absolutely incredible. It's beautiful to play. It really, really is nice to play. It's a bigger size guitar than I'm used to, and obviously I'm a big guy, so my big old belly makes this guitar stick out quite a lot when I'm playing it. So access to the upper frets is quite tricky. I'm not going to lie, it is quite tricky. As you can see here, if I was playing this normally, you know, if you were down here, it really is a stretch. You're almost bringing your hand over and just, you know, playing like this. So a minus point really for that. But that's the style of guitar it is really. You're not really going to be shredding around up here, I don't think, on this type of guitar. You might do. If you've got long enough fingers, you'll probably get away with it. Personally, for me, I found the upper access a bit tricky. In terms of the rest of the guitar, though, the playability is absolutely stunning. Okay, so just running through a few different parts of the guitar. So let's start with the tuners. My camera will focus. There we go. So we've got Grover style tuners, non-locking. So they're great. They do the job. Keep the guitar in tune. They feel pretty good when you're turning them. They're not overly stiff. Can't fault those. So working your way down the guitar, three-way toggle switch. Feels great. It's a bit cheap, but solid. So yeah, absolutely fine. Pickups, they feel plasticky. They're Alnico 5 pickups apparently. I've not taken them out. I've not checked. Under the covers. Obviously they're Filtertron style pickups. But yeah, they're good. They sound good. They work, which is great. But the surrounds and the covers do feel a little bit plasticky. Tailpiece. So we've got a Tune-o-matic style bridge. Again, cheapy metal but plasticky feeling. That usual cheap sort of Chinese metal really. But again, does the job. You can intonate the bridge. Works absolutely fine. It's attached to this nice rosewood bridge piece. Don't quite know what you call that. But anyway, it's all good. Bigsby style trem. Have a look. Again, it's that cheap sort of metal, but it feels solid and it does the job. I've not restrung this guitar yet. Still got the original strings on. They look like D'Addarios. You can see that there. Can't see that. Can we get the right angle? There we go. They look like D'Addarios. They feel like D'Addarios, but if they are, I'm not sure. I don't know. But they feel pretty good. But we'll be whipping those off and putting some different ones on anyway. Spring was easy to install. All you need to do when you get your guitar, the spring comes obviously in the bag with the cable and the Allen keys, etc. All you need to do is just slacken off your strings. If you're not going to change your strings straight away, slacken off your strings and then you just pull the arm back and pop your spring in. Now it does come with a spare washer or like grommet, and I've seen some people put that. Let me see if I can get the angle better. I've seen a lot of people put it here on the base. I don't think it goes there. It doesn't seem to fit. I think it is a spare for underneath the arm if it wears out. It seems to be fine without it there. I've seen lots of Bigsby style trims. They have no washer or grommet underneath that spring. But there is always one underneath the arm. So I'm assuming it's shipped with a spare. That's what I've done. You might choose to do something different. If it does need to go there, let me know in the comments down below and I might pop it back in. But anyway, it all works fine. You can loosen this arm if it's too stiff. Actually, I quite like mine being a little bit tougher to move. Then that way I'm not knocking it out of the way and whatever when I'm playing. It doesn't get in the way when you're playing anyway. Scratch plate. Normal, cheap, plasticky. Looks quite good. Looks cool. You could put a little white Falcon stencil on there if you wanted to, but you know. Pots, again, I said in the previous video, they feel a little bit cheap, but they do what they're supposed to do. They turn fine. In terms of like the tone controls and stuff, the volume is very much on and off. Really, there's no in between. There's a little bit, but it does go from one extreme to the other. The tone pots, again, same sort of thing really. You turn them and all of a sudden you're into muddy waters potentially. Yeah. Personally, I don't use tone pots on a guitar anyway. I don't think I've ever used tone pots on any of my guitars. I tend to find I get all of the things I need just by the toggle switches, or if you're just playing obviously a single humbucker, or actually by chord splitting depending on the type of guitar you've got. So I don't think I'll ever use the tone pots on this guitar particularly anyway. But they all work fine. So overall, in terms of the hardware, the electronics and everything, it's absolutely fine. There's nothing really to fault on it. The Bigsby style trem, it does send the guitar out of tune a little bit. A couple of times where I've been overly forceful with it, I suppose. It's not a Floyd Rose, obviously, so you don't want to be doing dive bombs and stuff. Once I change the strings on this, hopefully with a little bit of a setup, it will cure that problem anyway. I have seen some people replace the Tune-o-matic with a roller style bridge, which apparently really helps the tuning stability. But overall, I've not found the tuning stability particularly bad at all, particularly as I haven't changed the strings. Other than that, in terms of the fretboard feels nice. Lovely rosewood fretboard, stainless steel ball end frets, like I say, they're exceptionally good. And you do have black inlay dots down the side for improved visibility. Yeah, overall, it's brilliant. Acoustically, the guitar sounds good. Like I said in the previous video, I won't be playing it acoustically. That's why I've got acoustic guitars. So it'll always be plugged in. So really, for me, buying the hollow body guitar was purely an aesthetic thing rather than a sound thing. I've just always wanted this style of guitar. But like I said in the previous video, I'm not paying £4,000 for it. I don't think I would ever pay £4,000 for a guitar. I don't care what the make is or who's previously owned it or whatever. I just don't think that kind of money is worth spending on something that's made of wood with 6 strings on it. It just... I find it baffling. There's perfectly good instruments out there between the £150 range up to maybe £1,500 range. If you're going beyond that, really, you're into your boutique guitars, and yeah, you've really got to want one of those to be spending that sort of money on there. Whether you're getting an extra £1,000 worth of guitar or not, that's personal preference. It's not my personal preference. Other than that, I can't fault the guitar. It is really, really good. I can't fault the service from Firefly, other than I wish their tracking information was a bit better, and I wish their information on their website is a bit better. I believe Steve Cassidy has just done a review of their Pegasus model, and there's very, very little details about the specifications of these guitars on their website. And I think actually if they really, really want to get into the UK market or improve their sales, it would be excellent if they could kind of upgrade or improve their website just to give people a little bit more information. You know, it's the same with that stainless steel frets, ball-ended stainless steel frets, absolutely fantastic. You know, there's varying grades of stainless steel. I'm not expecting this to be the highest quality, but to be honest, it doesn't matter, because actually what's on here is really, really good, and it feels really nice when you play the guitar, and that is the most important thing as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, other than that, it's a fantastic piece of kit. It really, really is. Would I buy another Firefly guitar? Yes, 100%, particularly if it's one in the style that I'm particularly looking for or after at the time. There's not much variety on the website at the moment, but I have been eyeing up the Les Paul style guitar. I'm not really into Les Pauls massively. I've got one gold top, Harley Benton gold top, and my son is desperate to get a LTD Eclipse, I think it is. So we can mimic some Trivium stuff, but it's not really my style. I'm a bit of a Telecaster guy. I don't mind a Flying V, but Les Pauls I've always just found a little bit too unwieldy for me. They're you know, I don't know, just not my favourite of guitars. This, however, I absolutely love, which is bizarre because obviously the style of it is more Les Paul than Telecaster. Yeah, cracking piece of kit. Jump on the website, go order yourself something. You know, you can put yourself together a rig these days so cheaply. 240 quid, I think, delivered near enough for this guitar. That M-Wave black box, you can pop on Temu. You can get one for about £40 as well. So for less than 300 quid, you can kit yourself out with an amp modeler and a guitar, or just go and get yourself a cheap tube amp or a cheap solid state amp or something, and get yourself set up ready to start either learning guitar or playing guitar or just adding to your collection. Yeah, great piece of kit. I can't really fault it. So yeah, conclusion guys, not much else to say really on the old Firefly front. Excellent guitar, super impressed. Don't be under any illusion that you're buying yourself a Gretsch White Falcon. Don't be under any illusion that you're buying a high-end Epiphone or a high-end Ibanez or something like that. You know, I know it says Firefly on the headstock, but essentially these are Gibsons. They are Chinese-made imported guitars. This brand, however, just seems to be particularly better than a lot of others out there. So if that's something you're happy with and something you want to look into, jump on the website, order yourself something up, and hopefully you'll get a good one. And you know, until I buy some more, I think I got a good one. Take care for now, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video today. There'll be some more content coming out soon. I've got tons of guitars I haven't done any reviews for because I've been too busy with the band. If you're in Coventry at all this week, we're playing at the Necroscope Goth night on Friday. Pop along, come and see us, come and say hello. Or we've got Darker Days Festival. If you're into your goth music, you're in the UK and you're into all types of goth music and dark music, come along to Darker Days Festival. It starts on the 26th of June at the International in Leicester, and it's running for 3 days. And my band, My Funeral Dance, will be opening on the Friday night. We'd love to see you there. So pop on, grab a ticket, come along up in Leicester. We'd love to see you. Other than that, take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.